Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to this brand new video. And in this video, we're gonna go through this event. Hey Siri, set a timer of 10 minutes. So we are gonna go through this 9 minutes thing. It's a event, a handle event, on event, and props on event. So I don't know what are these things. This just a heading in props. Let's talk about the naming things. When you pass when you pass in an event handler as a prop, just we did last time, as we just did, there are two names that you have chose. Both naming choices occur in the parent component, the component that defines the event handler and passes it. The first name that you have chose is the name of the event handler itself. Look at talker.js line 5 to 11. This is the event handler. We choose to name it talk. Okay. The second name that you have to choose is the name of the prop that will use to pass the event handler. This is what is that? What is that? The second name that you have to choose is the name of the prop that you will use to pass the event handler. This is the same thing as the attribute name. Okay. For our prop name, we also chose stock as shown. So this is event handler, and this is the prop name. Talk. This here talk. Same line here, talk. See, this talk. Okay. What so? These two names can be whatever we want. These two names can be whatever we want. However, there is a naming convention that is commonly used. That is a naming convention. However, there is a naming convention that's commonly used. Okay. Here's how the naming convention works. So, convention, it's not a hard-coded rule, but it's like convention, so it's a good practice kind of. First, think of the what types of event you are listening for. In our example, event types was click. If you are listening to a click event, then you name event handler handle click. If you are listening to a hover, then you just name the event handler as handle hover. Function class, my class, docker, and function handle over. I don't know what does my class means. Sounds scary to me. Okay, anyway, alert. I am an event handler. Alert. I will be called in response to hover events. So your prop name should be the word on plus your event type. If you are listening for a click event, name your prop as on click. If you're listening for a hover, event handler name should be on hover, handle hover. Anyway, in talker.js, change the event handler's name from talk to click, handle click. Talk.js, handle click, talk to handle click, even handler name. This is our event handler name. Okay, let's run it. Okay, good. The talker return statement changes the prop's name talk to on click. Dockers return the prop's name from talk to on click. As I told you, from talk, this thing, to on click. The change props value to a newly named event handler handle click. Change the props value from talk to this handle click. The same thing, which our handler function, event handler function. On click is the event name. So that sounds good. Okay. Select button.js. Okay. Change the button's return statement so that the expects a prop named onClick. It's already onClick. Acha, it expects the prop named onClick here. Okay, yes, this is the last exercise. One major source of confusion is the fact that names like onClick have a special meaning, but this is only if it is used in HTML-like elements. Okay, look at button.js. When you give button element an attribute named onClick, this one, an attribute named onClick, this one. The onClick attribute has a special purpose. As you have learned, this special onClick attribute creates an event listener that listens to the click on a button element, right? Yep. Button on click, this button just click attribute creates an event listener. Oh, this creates an event listener. Crazy. Now look at Talker.js. Here's here's on click attribute you give to the button. Yeah. Do not create an event listener. It just names an attribute. Okay. Just a name of an attribute. Okay. The reason for this is that button is not an HTML like JSX element. It's a component instance. Okay, this button isn't components instant. The button is a component, right? Its instance is created here, and we have added a prop, let's say. The reason for this is that button is not an HTML like this element. It's a component instance. Names like on click only creates event listeners if they used on HTML like JSX element. Otherwise, they are just ordinary names. Let me read it again. Names like on click only creates an event listener. On click creates an event listener. This is actually helping us create an event listener. If they are using HTML like JSX element, this is HTML like JSX element. Otherwise, they are just ordinary props name. Otherwise, they are ordinary prop name. Run your program to ensure the button is working. Yeah, it is working, but that is not what I wanted. This line is kind of confusing for me. What does it mean? So if I name it to some click, let's say OK click, so it will not be OK Klisk. Let me just name it Klisk. Okay, Klisk. No, no, no. On. So on is not there. Yeah. Here. On. So we have on click twice. So we'll name it Oz click and we'll name this also Oz click. Okay, let's run it. So Oz click is not working. Why? We did pass it as Oz click. So this is what they are saying, that it has to be on click or something like that. I don't think so. Anyway, on click, run it, and here also on click. You gotta understand a lot in this. I don't understand shit. Hmm. This is crazy. HTML like JSX element. This is actually a good question to ask. I don't have time. Anyway, so HTML JSX element is with a lower case tag. Name in JSX lowercase tag names will be treated as HTML tags, while uppercase tags will be component instance. Oh, so this is lowercase is an HTML and uppercase this is would be treated as component instance in the bottom. Okay, as so there's a lot of conventions here, like rules. Consequences of this is React component must start with a capital letter or will be treated otherwise as an HTML element. Hmm. Okay, so if we create a component named test, in what way would you treat it? Like how are HTML elements treated versus the React components elements? Test will not be treated neither as component nor as an HTML tag because no such HTML tag test HTML tag test exists. Okay, hence you might not get an appropriate result. Anyway, so it's more like it should exist, and the difference is like capital B and small b. If it's capital B, it is HTML like JSX element. If it is not, then it's like a normal HTML element. Anyway, move forward. So props children will be learning about it next time. Till then, take care, be safe, keep developing.